Hello and good evening. Welcome. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on News Up here at Tadesawe Kanda, also live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279. We're all across the world on freenews.com. I am Alfred Ocansey. Tonight, Parliament today rejected the new CI seeking to make the Ghana card a sole identity document for the continuous voter registration exercise. The House has directed the Electoral Commission to present a new one with a guarantor system reinstated in there. Stay with us. We'll go into Parliament right now. Parliament is still in session. We'll give you details, and I'm joined by a democracy expert as well. Meanwhile, the bank also has warned that the general public will get into those issues as in the new revenue bills still on the radar of Parliament tonight. And we understand that that is an issue that is still going to be determined before the House rises. Today, what we're getting is that Parliament is still in session. My colleague Kamla Kloche is still in Parliament. Our parliamentary correspondent is going to be joining us later. Stay with us. Also, the Bank of Ghana has warned the general public to desist from using the CD notes in making bouquets and hampers. We'll tell you the reactions from members of the general public, especially the ladies who fancy this, the position of the law plus the position of the Bank of Ghana. We have a lawyer and a financial analyst joining us tonight. As always, we're very interactive. Let's hear from you. The hashtag is Ghana Tonight on Facebook and Twitter. Let's get talking. Let's settle for Ghana Briefs.
Parliament has voted to reject the new constitutional instrument seeking to make Ghana Card the sole identity document for voter registration against the 2024 elections. In a unanimous decision to reject the Public Elections Regulations 2023, the House directed the Electoral Commission to present a new document with a guarantor system reinstated. The minority in Parliament has accused government of failing to release allocations for the National Health Insurance Scheme, despite collecting over 3.6 billion cedis earmarked for the sector. Ranking member on the Health Committee, Kwabena Akando, is also asking for a forensic audit of the IT infrastructure of the service. However, the majority is asking the NDC MPs to be realistic in their demands.
They should be a bit considerate in their criticisms. We have taken it upon ourselves, and anytime before the formula is laid, leadership meets with them. There was a concern about ICT bill, which suggestion came from our side, and then the entire committee agreed to it, that they should go in for some forensic audit for us to be sure what is happening there. If there's a possibility of duplication of functions and all these are dealt with.
Government 3 new tax bills are currently before the Parliament for consideration of the House. The tax handles are the Income Tax Amendment Bill, Excise Duty and Excise Tax Stamp Amendment Bills, and the Growth and Sustainability Levy Bill. In all, government hopes to generate approximately 4 billion cedis per year to supplement domestic revenue. Government says approval of the bills will help Ghana to secure the $3 billion deal with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. More than 6,000 Ghanaians die from tobacco addiction annually. According to the Executive Director of the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation, Peter Bismarck-Kofi, the yearly deaths resulting from tobacco addiction is a major security threat which needs to be addressed.
This policy should not be reinforced and be encouraged. Instead of putting THR as at its rest, this is a very good opportunity to raise awareness that tobacco harm reduction in general and encourage smokers who cannot quit smoking should be encouraged rather to improve upon the way THR will be advanced to help them quit in totality.
It is a new trend of people wrapping money in a basket or bouquet for special occasions, from birthdays to marriage proposals and even send-off parties. While it offers options for people, the Bank of Ghana says the use of cedi notes for these hampers and bouquets is illegal.
Don't go and take the currency and do bouquets and, whatever it is. And then sometimes when you do that, you are defacing the currency. The currency had gone through a lot of processes of printing, and the Bank of Ghana is issuing it as a medium of exchange and as a legal tender. The public must desist from it.
The Bank of Ghana is saying that people should stop using the currency note to design bouquets and hampers. What's your own view? What do you make of this new directive?
Now, the question is, how many times does the Bank of Ghana go out there to actually educate people on how to handle the currency? Bank of Ghana, first of all, they need to actually do a public education. They know these places. The places where they do the hampers and they do this bouquet, they know them. They can go there, sit with them, educate them first before they come out and issue the statement. Actually, I can say that psychologically it's a new booster, beyond.
So there are a number of reactions to this. This is just one of many. Stay with us. We'll get into that because a number of people, especially the men who are responding to this Bank of Ghana directive, are happy because, look, it's going to save men of all their stress of being asked to do money bouquets for birthdays and proposals and so on. But then, the opposite sex is not too happy about it because it was a trend. And also, the people who are making a living out of this, these are the entrepreneurs who are into designing these money bouquets. All these opinions are weighing into this development from the Bank of Ghana. So stay with us, we'll get into that. But our focus is on Parliament. Today, they rejected the public elections, that's the registration of the voters ahead of the 2024 general elections. This is the report that the Committee of the Whole held. They held a meeting on Tuesday with the Electoral Commission of Ghana, led by the chairperson, Jane Adokwe Mensah, the National Education Authority, led by the Executive Secretary, Professor Kenatefa, and the Ministry of Finance, led by Ken Oforiatta. So there was a meeting that was held on the 28th of February, and then a decision was taken after some of the hearings from these persons who appeared before the committee. Remember, the Electoral Commission chair and Professor Kenatefa appeared before Parliament, the plenary, to answer questions from members of Parliament about this particular CI. So today, what they've decided is that this CI would not receive the approval of Parliament. This is the 2 pages of about 12 pages of this committee's report. We'll get into it. Stay with us. They give reasons why. They are asking that the Electoral Commission should come back with a new CI and then include the guarantor system alongside the Ghana card as the sole document for the continuous registration exercise. So we'll have a few minds joining us on this matter. Bear in mind that the concerns that this was going to disenfranchise a section of eligible voters was also captured as one of the reasons in this particular report. So we would get into it. Parliament is still in session. Today is the last day, and as we know, they pack a lot of things on the last day, and then they go into the night, and concerns have been raised about that because some of the MPs get tired, and at this age, a lot of them are on various medications. I speak to some of them, and these are the concerns that they raise. And so they are taking decisions on some of these critical things that are left on the last day with the soundness of their minds also brought it to concern. So that's another matter. But Komla Kluche is there. He's a parliamentary correspondent. He's going to be joining us. The other issue that Parliament is expected, all things being equal, to take a decision on is these revenue bills, the three of them, that government intends to have Parliament's backing as, according to the Finance Minister, one of the ways of receiving the IMF board's attention. They intend to raise some 4 billion cedis from these three revenue bills they expect Parliament to pass into law. These are the ones there: the Excise Duty Amendment Bill, the Growth and Sustainability Bill, and the Income Tax Amendment Bill. A number of groups have raised concerns about this. The Local Manufacturers Association, the Federation of Labour, in fact, Ghana Union of Trade Association, GUTA, and the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI. They're going to be joining us on the show tonight on this particular issue and the concerns that they put out there. Because if you look at the tariffs and the taxes and the increase that we've seen since January, this is what industry has been faced with: an increase, about an 80% change in water tariffs, and about 172% increase for commercial bottled and water drinks. Electricity has gone up by 65%. That's the percentage change. Now, if you look at the local manufacturers, these are the list of taxes and tariffs that they are faced with now. They have to pay. Okay. This is in addition to what is going to happen if Parliament goes ahead to approve this. So there is concerns about the cost of doing business. And if the cost of doing business goes up, guess what? They are businessmen and women. They're going to find a way of passing on the cost to you and I, the Ghanaian people, who are already faced with all sorts of economic hardship. And so if the things that you go onto the market to buy, the price of it is going high, the income in your pocket is not increasing, but due to the increasing cost of doing business, the private sector has no option and to pass it on all to us so they can survive, or else they also go into importation of finished products. That doesn't help our manufacturing sector. So we have a big conversation tonight. Stay with me. We'll be back shortly after this quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
At long last, Blue Jays Vodka makes a bar market. Blue Jays Vodka makes Numbi a fine.
Yes, look, the guys are chilling with Blue Jays Vodka mix.
Wow! Numbi a tasty.
Can we join you guys? We are all single.
Blue Jays Vodka mix, and we are dead, and we are ham. Feeling warm. Enjoy the unique taste of Blue Jays Vodka mix. Blue Jays Vodka mix, Numbi a fine.
Blue Jays Vodka mix. Blue Jays Vodka mix.
Numuni Nyansem, one ton money pa one in fear don't watch it. And says up for no.
We are on a mission promoting access to quality health and education through the power of our media space. Since 2014, we have made great impact. TV3 mission now drives Ghana's quest to break barriers and provide access to inclusive and quality girls' education, together with women's maternal health services. Our mission to address the needs of the socially excluded has won the admiration of many. Indeed, TV3 Mission gets you the results. Mission is live on TV3 News 360 every Saturday and Sunday. Supported by Star Ghana Foundation, with thanks to Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office.
It's about to get more sporty, with a touch of super entertainment with your favorite stars.
Sometimes we play the Quitinga, the Chaskele, the football.
Who should I take? Funny Cruz?
Cruz.
Oh, why?
While keeping you up to date with every trending issue in your world of sports on Warmer Plus.
But in comes Thomas Tuchel and everything changes. And when he said he wants to be better than me, I was happy.
Let's keep it more sporty and super entertaining.
Warm Up Plus now shows on Saturdays at 11 a.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Betway.
It all started during my national service days. I opted for community service, and I didn't know that you had to undergo military training before you can work in the community. We had started the service already and we were asked to report at Secondary Naval Base. So I would say that it was that place that I developed the interest, because we had an instructor whose wife was a prison officer. He said, "Oh, Joanna, they are looking for more women in the prison service, so why not? You can join the service after the training." In fact, my interest developed from there.
My biggest achievement as a young girl is to write a book, to be an author of a book about the things I love the most: trees, or should I say, the environment.
Watch the inspiring stories, great achievements and challenges of outstanding women in Ghana.
Ghana Women Awards Diaries shows Saturdays at 4:30 p.m. on TV3.
The Ghana Women Awards is brought to you by Techno, Stop at Nothing, Tasty Tom, and supported by
We are on a mission promoting access to quality health and education through the power of our media space.
For the livers, from evil.
Since 2014, we have made great impact. TV3 Mission now drives Ghana's quest to break barriers and provide access to inclusive and quality girls' education, together with women's maternal health services. Our mission to address the needs of the socially excluded has won the admiration of many. Indeed, TV3 Mission gets you the results. Mission is live on TV3 News 360 every Saturday and Sunday. Supported by Star Ghana Foundation, with thanks to Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. Welcome back to Ghana Tonight. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, the DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com. Let's go to Parliament right now. We're hearing some worrying news coming in from there. My colleague Kamala Kluche, who's a parliamentary correspondent, is joining us on Zoom. Kamala, thank you so much. I understand you've just got wind of some information about a deputy minister who's also a member of parliament, is said to have been involved in an accident. Tell us more.
Well, Alfred, what we do know is, yes, it did happen. We have seen an ambulance that's stationed here in Parliament convey him out. In fact, from where we monitored the two whips, or leaders from both sides of the House have had to go into the ambulance to check on him, and as we speak now, he's been taken out of the precinct, presumably to a health facility. We are unaware what it is, but prior to that, there was confusion regarding the voting or the voice vote on the amendment. That's the consideration stage of the bill, one of the bills, that's the tax exercise. And what it is that when the speaker put the question, the minority rose, prior to him even putting the question, the minority leader suggested amendment of the clause and advanced in the argument that it should not be accepted. And after a back and forth, the speaker put the question, and when the speaker put the question, the voices were quite loud. It was a bit difficult for the speaker to tell, even though the speaker said that the noes do have it, as in the MPP side do have it. Well, that was challenged subsequently by the deputy minority whip, Ahmed Ibrahim, who said their checks indicate that some MPs were not in the chamber as of the time the voting was being done. And when the head count was actually done, the speaker ordered that there should be a head count. The result proved that it was 136 NDC and 137 NPP. That subsequently was challenged because the backbenchers had identified that there were some MPs who were not in the house as of the time that the counting was being done, and so they could not have amounted to 137. Well, it's degenerated into a lot of arguments. Then there has also been a progress where the deputy whip also called for division. The division that was called, the speaker has had to suspend. He just came in a short while ago. In fact, that division that was called by the Banda MP made the speaker suspend the sitting, and they have had to go in for a break. Just a while ago, the speaker has returned, but within the period that the speaker had suspended the house shortly, that was where we confirmed that yes, indeed, that MP, who we understand his name has been withheld, we are not too sure. We are getting the indication that he was involved in the accident, but he's been treated, or he's undergoing treatment as we speak. We saw the ambulance, we saw them move him into the ambulance, aided by some majority and then minority MPs who had aided him into the ambulance. And just a short while ago, he had sped off to the outside the precinct of the house. So this is what the situation is now. But I mean, the decision on the taxes, what it is that they are still doing the head count as it is now. They've come back to doing a head count as it is, and we're not too sure how it's going to turn up or how it's going to happen. As it is now, if the information we have is anything to go by, it doesn't look entirely good. But most probably, the expectation is that he would be treated and then probably, but the extent of the injury we do not know as we speak, but that's the confirmation. At least we have some bit of evidence. Most of us journalists here did witness what had transpired, Alfred.
I see. So as it stands now, unfortunately, he's been taken care of now. You say that you saw the ambulance move from the presence of Parliament. So
absolutely, yes, yeah.
I see.
It does, and when the speaker resumed this a short while ago, he said the leaders of both sides are aware of why he had to suspend the house, and that they had a message for their members, but he didn't allow them to talk about, just indicating that yes, indeed. And presumably, of course, I mean, with the intel that we all pick up, it is true that yes, in fact, that member had to walk. It's just unfortunate that his name has not been confirmed, but what it is that yes, indeed, he was on his way to Parliament, and he unfortunately had an accident, and we are not too sure whether it was even within Parliament or it was outside. But the information that we get unconfirmed of where he had the accident, but the fact remains that yes, indeed, there was an accident of the sort to which he's been taken out of the presence in an ambulance.
live videos of what's happening in Parliament right now with Komla Kloche, who's our Chief Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent, still in Parliament as we speak. There you have it. So really, this is the last day, Komla, and as we do know, it's going to be down to the numbers. It's a numbers game, is it not? So if what you're telling us is anything to go by, what this means is the NPP, that's the majority side, would suffer one vote down, correct? And that gives the NDC...
We cannot measure the extent of the injury that this MP suffered, but if it's anything to go by, well, on the face of it, it might be. But as we speak, you know, the counting for the division is ongoing now, so it presupposes that, well, the numbers might not play. It's going to be a long haul that this would take. It would be a bit longer, and if that MP does not return, it probably will mean that the NPP may be down by one. But the expectation, you know, even from the tone of the body language of some of the NDC MPs, of course, I mean, this is their colleague. It's just an unfortunate accident, and so I mean, they do not wish him bad or anything. What it is that they are expecting that if any treatment has to be given to him as quickly as it is assessed by doctors, he needs to come back into the house and then join his colleagues, and this is done. But I can tell you for a fact that the backbenchers on the minority side were not happy that their leaders, the front bench, had not challenged it when they realized that the MPs were not up to the numbers that they had. So that is where the current situation in Parliament is as we speak. At least Finance Minister is here, Karen Fureta is here. The expectation is that he will have these bills with these challenges that have come now. It's just a bit mind-boggling, but he's still confident. Government is still confident. The majority is very confident that they would have this, and they would. At the end of the day, I mean, they will have the bills passed in their favor.
I see.
That's
really worrying development there. And earlier, Komla, you put it out, and as we reported that Parliament has now taken a decision on the CI, the Electoral Commission's CI, which was purporting to make or wanted to make the Ghana card the sole document of identification. Now that has been rejected, what's the next step? What's going to happen next?
Well, I mean, this is a recommendation from the Committee of the Whole. Committee of the Whole is both sides of the House, chaired by Mr. Speaker, and this is a report of the Committee of the Whole on the proposed CI. What it means is that the Electoral Commission has been advised. This is legislation, so they've been advised by Parliament that they should have a real look at it and then effect all of this. But I mean, it all boils down now to legal matters. Whether the Electoral Commission is bound, you know, legally by this report or the unanimous decision that Parliament has made, that remains another issue altogether. From even my discussion with some of the MPs from both sides, it may appear that the Electoral Commission can choose not to, but if they choose not to, what could be the repercussions. Maybe repercussions might be too harsh a word, but what could be the impact of this if both sides of the political divide? Now it's the NPP and then the NDC. They are the ones that have come together and said that no, they cannot have this in the current form as it is. There should be some amendments, and those amendments, they've suggested or they've made suggestions that they want the Electoral Commission to take on board. And if the Electoral Commission does not take it on board, then it presupposes that the Electoral Commission will now be on a coalition course with Parliament then, because the Speaker was quite emphatic about it, that he was personally involved in this. And even if you look at the crafting of the report of the Committee of the Whole, his handwriting is in there, indicating that, yes, it was a unanimous decision. It now beholds on the Electoral Commission to decide whether to take the report of the Committee of the Whole into consideration or otherwise. But will they do that? They still need to bring their CI. And if they bring the CI in the form or shape in which it is, the proposed CI in the shape in which it is now, that's been rejected by both sides of the House, how would they then have it to be passed? They need that CI to be able to conduct elections 2024. So it's something that they will have to look at. Both sides will have to meet each other, possibly halfway. The argument is the fact that a lot of the constituents, over 500,000 constituents, have not had their Ghana card. How does this become, sole document that's to be used to register? All of these were arguments that they advanced, to which both sides felt that it was quite important that they take it into consideration. So, it's coming days will tell whether the EC itself would take into consideration the Committee of the Whole. Don't forget that the Special Budget Committee of Parliament is the committee that would work on the issues regarding the electoral, the subsidiary legislation committee of Parliament is the committee that's responsible for the EC's
right.
CI and other things. So, it's the coming days will tell whether the EC will affect its say. Maybe the argument they may also be making is that we are an independent body, and if we are independent, we are not under the whims and the caprices of any other body as well.
We'll see how the coming days will look like. But come on, stay with me a bit. Dr. John Osai-Kwapong is a senior fellow democracy and development at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD. They've been doing some extensive work on this particular development in Parliament as well. Dr. Osai-Kwapong, thank you so much for joining us on Ghana Tonight. So this is what's happened. Parliament today has rejected the public elections, that's the registration of voters regulations 2023, the CI proposed by the Electoral Commission to make the Ghana card the sole identity document for the continuous registration exercise. Your take on these developments, Doc?
Alfred, I think it's good for the governance process. I think it's good that Parliament gets to weigh in. We've seen quite a lot of contentions around a lot of parliamentary issues where both sides tend to be divided, heated debates, etc., etc. Yes, I know that there may be some there were some on the majority side when this issue started coming up several months ago, who had the backing of the EC had their backing. But it's good to see that some consensus was built around, well, let's send this back to the EC and have them address some of the key concerns that are being raised. And Alfred, you and you've had a couple of people come on your show to talk about this issue. And the key thing the sticking point has always been the requirement, the sole use of the Ghana card as, the way to validate your citizenship and therefore your ability to register to vote. And then there were also concerns about the district office being the only place where you can go and engage in that continuous registration. I know there were some concerns about, the distance, the impact on the voter who is trying to vote. Because again, in trying to exercise your fundamental right to vote, all the way from the registration process through the day of the election when you cast your ballot, we have to make sure that the processes places the least burden on the voter. And as I said on your show a couple of times, I always said, in the event that you cannot anticipate what will happen, regardless of all the assurances that was coming from the NIA that they will be able to complete the registrations and issue the cards, I always said, at least have some backup just in case. So hopefully, with this new development in Parliament, it would give the EC that extra incentive and motivation to say, maybe truly, we need to soften our position on this and see how best we can, fix some of and address some of the concerns. I will be very disappointed if the EC takes the exact same thing back, word for word, back to Parliament. And so I'm really hoping that they take into consideration the concerns raised by Parliament.
Well, and that's what my colleague Kamla Kroche was talking about. So they have a number of options, don't they? And if you look at the posture of the Electoral Commission itself, prior to the decision by the Committee of the Whole, that's both the majority and the minority, and the Speaker also now putting out this report that they both agree that the concerns about people being possibly disenfranchised is indeed legitimate, so EC go back. Juxtapose that with the Electoral Commission's own posture about these concerns prior to today. What would you expect going forward?
So prior to this development, I would have said there was no way the EC was going to budge on this. And sometimes, as I said to Dr. Serebo, not even just on your show, but on a sister network, that I do understand the concerns of the EC. Their policy rationale is that you want a voters register with integrity. You also want to cure some of the mischiefs that these same political parties who are complaining do engage in doing these registration exercises. So I understand the administrative impetus for them to do that. But again, it was too much of a rigid position because of also the challenges that we've seen with the NIA. And yes, I know that the NIA has given all manner of assurances. They've also been assured by the Ministry of Finance that whatever financial challenges they were facing, that will be resolved so that they can, get all the cards into the hands of the eligible voters by next election. But with this development, as I previously said, I'm hoping that it would give the EC a second pause to say that now that our parliamentarians have weighed in such a way that there appears to be a general consensus about some of these sticking points, that it is in the best interest of the electoral process, of the voters, of the EC itself and its posture, that it would make sense to make some of these revisions and bring the CI back to Parliament. Yes, I know that typically electoral commissions always would say they are independent and therefore, quote unquote, nobody, quote unquote, these are not their words, but that independence is often seen as nobody should tell us how we should do our work. But I don't think this is a case of being told how to do your work. I think our governance process allows all the key stakeholders to weigh in on some of these sticky matters. So I'm really hoping that the EC would change its posture and respond positively to the concerns that have been raised by Parliament.
We'll see how the coming days will look like. Dr. Osai, thank you. As always, thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. Still with me, Kamla Kroche is still with us, our Chief Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent. And the news we just got not too long ago, a deputy minister is reported to have been involved in an accident. We're going to show live videos of this coming through from Parliament right now. There you see it. That's the ambulance, which my colleague Kamala Kluche referred to earlier, carrying this deputy minister, who is also a member of Parliament, was involved in an accident not too long ago. And this ambulance left Parliament some few minutes ago, we understand. Just some few minutes ago, this ambulance has left Parliament with the member of Parliament in there, and who is also a deputy minister. That's what you see there. That's him on the stretcher and being put in the ambulance. Unfortunately, that's the development that we're seeing right now. Videos coming through from Parliament. What's happened not too long ago, some few minutes ago. This is happening right as we speak. The development to what you're watching is that the ambulance has conveyed the said deputy minister, who is also a member of Parliament, to a health facility. That is information that we have. So this is the video you're seeing now of what's happened. Kamala, so now we have, yes, that's what the ambulance is moving now. Do we have any information about whether or not this development is going to impact on the voting or the decision on the 3 revenue bills, which is, from what you understand, the last item for Parliament to decide on before they go on recess? Are the leaders taking this into consideration so as to either wait for him to be attended to and brought back, or they're still going to go ahead and vote without him, which is obviously going to impact on the NPP's numbers?
Well, from what I'm just picking up inside the chamber is that the excise duty amendment bill that has just been passed, because the numbers from what the speaker said, he counted what he saw. The speaker hit the gavel, indicating that has been passed. So 1 out of the 3 has been passed, meaning we're left with the income tax and then the growth and sustainability levy bill. So it means that the excise duty amendment bill has been passed just a short while ago whilst we were on air. The speaker's gavel has gone off, indicating that has been passed. So it's left with the income tax amendment bill and then the growth and sustainability levy bill. The growth and the sustainability, we know that's going to be raking in much of the amount, over 2 billion, that's going to be bringing. That is yet to be considered. Now, I think what's going on is the amendment on some of the clauses for the second reading, and after that, then we'll see a vote on it. If it's anything to go by, maybe the NDC MPs may be advancing it that, okay, once you're shot with one, it cannot happen. So it means that if that's anything to go by, I have not seen the deputy minister come back, that MP or the deputy minister come back into the chamber yet. If the NDC MPs will, based on this, to have it rejected, that would be a different matter altogether. But as we speak, I do not get that impression. If the deputy minister is able to come back into the house before. So now the voice vote is being done. And so I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how it's going to be.
So, but what the development is that 1 of the 3 revenue bills has been passed. It's been passed and approved by Parliament now. That's
yes, one of
the excise duty amendment bill.
Absolutely, that I'm picking up has just been passed.
I see. So now we have the growth and sustainability, and then the income tax amendment bill, which is left.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So Kamala, appreciate it, and I know there's going to be a long night for you. But thank you so much for the great stuff that you do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Kamala Kluche is our Chief Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent. Parliament is still in session, as you saw there, and stay with us on 3news.com. We're going to update you on whether the 2 other revenue bills will be approved or disapproved because of this development of a deputy minister who is also a member of parliament who has been involved in an accident not too long ago, some few minutes ago. And the videos we got from parliament, take a look. So that's the development now. The good thing is that there's an ambulance that has attended to him and he has been conveyed to a health facility to be taken care of. As Kamala stated, it's not too clear whether Parliament is going to be in session and wait to have him come and cast his vote, or the NPP will still go ahead with this regardless of how this is going to impact on their numbers. And you know, this 8 Parliament has all been about the numbers game. Already the NPP has lost a member of Parliament. The MP for Kumewu is gone, who unfortunately he died just about a week ago. Today, the Speaker of Parliament declared the Kumewu seat vacant, awaiting a by-election. And then this has happened as well. So you see the dynamics and how things will play out. So we're watching quite closely how things are playing out in Parliament. So stay with us. Well, while we are at it, the Bank of Ghana has been talking about money bouquets and the position of the law on it, even though it's created or has been a source of business for a lot of young entrepreneurs especially. But this is what the Bank of Ghana has been talking about. Take a look.
Received one personally, but this is how it looks like. This is the money bouquet, and I understand we have the money cake, we have the money box, and we have the balloon money. So it comes in different varieties.
The first time I saw a money bouquet, it felt different. A deviation from the use of flowers, which used to be the thing. And over time, it gained popularity, especially on social media, with young ladies often receiving these bouquets.
Money, everyone loves money. Everyone brightens up when they see money. So, and it's a form of showing love to your loved ones, friends, family. It makes people do this more than just sending a normal mobile money.
The increasing demand for this form of gifting has obviously created for vendors a new stream of income. Araba, who has been into events, decor and management, took a chance on the craze barely a year ago and is already reaping the benefits.
What people will miss out is the service charge you receive from it, because if someone should bring, let's say, 100 cedis to 500 cedis, probably you can charge between 150 to 300. So, I mean, people are going to lose money.
But she would have to take a second look at this, because the Bank of Ghana Currency Act 64 speaks about using banknotes for things other than that purpose for which the Currency Act was issued.
It is against the Bank of Ghana policy. You should know that the currency is issued by the central bank and it's a legal tender and is only supposed to be used as a medium of exchange. As a medium of exchange. So please, I want to encourage the public, those who are doing it should desist from doing it. It is not in line with the policy, so you must stop.
As part of the process, banknotes are glued with sellotapes and sticks. Others are either rolled or folded to depict flower bouquets. This, the bank says, goes against the Currency Act 64.
We don't always fold the money, so if we could do it as I've done it, if they would allow us to do it as I have done it today, then I think that would be good. But if not, and they don't want us to do it at all, I think people will lose business.
Few weeks ago, the Central Bank of Nigeria also issued a similar directive which includes legal action against perpetrators. This is how some Ghanaians have been reacting to the new directive.
It defaces the currency and it's not, the best. Because if looking at the 1 cedi note now, it's very, very appalling. It's not even nice. So I don't think it's right for the public to use that to do a bouquet or something.
I don't.
Now, you know what? There are divergent views and opinions on this matter, but those who focus on the business as well. And just as you saw Nanekyo Mensah Brampa talking to a young lady, an entrepreneur whose startup is into money bouquets, it presents a challenge for them as well. It's the trend that a lot of people have bought into. But we hit the streets to interact with people about this.
Currency. Bank of Ghana, first of all, they need to actually do a public education. They know these places. The places where they do the hampers and they do this bouquet, they know them. They can go there, sit with them, educate them first before they come out and issue the statement. Actually, I can say that psychologically it's a new booster. You understand? So you've received a hamper and there's money inside. How will you feel?
The question is, how many of Ghanaians know about this? How many Ghanaians know this? Myself, I've never known until today that you are asking me. I've never known that this is illegal. But that is the kind of hamper seriously I need here. If I'll be given a hamper with this designed with money, this is the kind of hampers I need here.
I don't think it's good for people to be doing it because the money is legal that we use it as a note that we buy stuff. So we don't need to crumble it and fold it like that.
Honestly, I'm not aware. I'm not aware that there is any law that says that if you use the CD note for bouquet, it's so. This is something new to the public. So to I receive mine and experience it as to whether it causes damage to the CD or not. Until then, I don't see why Bank of Ghana will pass that law.
I don't think it's the right thing to do, because folding it, putting it into a different shape will deface the currency. If you want to gift someone money, put it in an envelope and present it, rather than using it to do a bouquet and all that.
That's the Christian Yale there. And let's go on to Zoom now. Patrick Abankwah is a financial analyst and then also one advisor to startups and entrepreneurs. Mr. Patrick Abankwah, thank you so much for joining us on Ghana Tonight. So you've heard the views there, but the Bank of Ghana has stated a position of the law. But you also look at how this is going to impact on the ecosystem that this development has created, as in people who have created jobs or businesses out of this. What's going to happen next?
Okay, so thank you very much. I think with the directive given by Bank of Ghana, clearly it's going to have an impact on people that are straight into the issue of doing money bouquet by way of either looking for other means to expand their business or other ways that they can still go about the business that they run. But I understand the position of Bank of Ghana. I'm just looking at a report by Bank of Ghana themselves, the year 2019. They spent almost 309 million Ghana cedis in printing new currencies, new notes. And if you compare that to 2018, it was around 147 million Ghana cedis. So there was a jump from 2018 to 2019, from 147 to 304. That should tell you an idea, give you an idea of how much money is spent by Bank of Ghana when it comes to printing of new notes and currencies for the circulation in the economy. It is something that they should have actually educated people on, and I like what someone said on the street about educating people on before bringing a directive. But the fact that you are doing something illegal does not mean that once you are being reminded of the law, it means you can still continue to do that because that's your business line. I believe that some of these institutions should write to Bank of Ghana and have discussions with Bank of Ghana on how they can go about their business instead of trying to fight it, because whatever the case, money in circulation in Ghana is a legal tender and is a sole right of Bank of Ghana to regulate how it is being used. So instead of trying to fight it, I believe that these institutions should come together and write to Bank of Ghana to have a discussion so that if they will be given permission to now use a carbon paper of it, which is not from Bank of Ghana, but will not be seen as trying to duplicate the currency of the country, I think that will work, because what they are trying to present is that they want to showcase a bouquet in a different form that would depict the currency of the country and also give a bit of beauty to what they are trying to give to their clients. So for me, that is good. So there should be a kind of discussion between the two parties so that people are not being taken out of business, and at the same time, Bank of Ghana's role of ensuring that the currency is protected is also respected.
And you see, most of these bouquets are made with fresh notes. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the young men will heave a sigh of relief. I mean, this is going to save us all from these demands. But I mean, the proposal you make about they making a case to the Bank of Ghana, in what form should that come? I mean, maybe in a minute.
Okay, so I think they should write something like a proposal based on the publication by Bank of Ghana. So they should do like there's a word I'm trying to get, but they should write it like a petition to Bank of Ghana. So that's the right way. So petition Bank of Ghana that there are X number of institutions that are into bouquet production with the currency, and this is what they are proposing. They want audience to look at how best they can present their business so that they don't lose out on the business. At the same time, they respect the laws of the country, which is being managed by Bank of Ghana.
Mr. Abankwah, thank you. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this. We'll see how things will play out for these entrepreneurs, the startups into money bouquets. Patrick Abankwah is a financial analyst and also an advisor to entrepreneurs and the startup ecosystem in this country. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, sir.
Right on. Now, our Citizen of the Week for today, in fact, this week, is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. I will tell you why. We'll put it on the screen right now. It's because for his honesty in admitting that the minority did failed in reflecting the views of the Ghanaian people on cutting down the size of government. And we put it out on social media. A number of you voted for a number of the personalities that we put out there. So yeah, there you have it. Well, thank you so much for staying with us here on Ghana Tonight. Join me at 7 a.m. tomorrow for Key Point on TV3 and on 3FM 92.7. But on behalf of the rest of the team on Ghana Tonight, thank you for your company as always. Have a great weekend. I am Alfred Ocansey. Good night.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
This program is rated PG. It contains scenes of brief nudity, mild violence, and strong language. Parental guidance is advised.
Let's go! I don't wanna leave you. 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 She got swagger. She makes me like banana. She take her from Ghana. She said, she got swagger. She makes me like banana.
Wala ni me there one day. Wadi cha waye me do free. When you want any hope on so jama want it. Wadi ni the boom to the punch it. Na ye reach boom. The one kana ye brush boom. I feel you na me man but three bottom be man so bottom na man to me bottom. Any be ana sante.
Stubborn academy, 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 stubborn academy. How much be your salary? How much be your salary? How much salary? How much be your salary? Your girlfriend in my gallery. She in my gallery. Stubborn academy. Stubborn academy. Small nyash they shake. Small nyash they shake. Big boys they play. Big boys they play. We dey pop champagne. We dey pop champagne. Bel Air rosé. Left me make I do my thing. You are not my mate. Them say I the grace. I can't confess.
Everyone deserves what? He over me. Next.
This body no be firewood, magician. Definition of any fool can make a room. Don't mind them. No, don't mind them.
Send me sentences, Chabula. Hennessy no me see no. Any fool can make a room. Don't mind them. Don't mind them.
Take my paper, make it come. Be my data, take my data. You go like come, and I take that. Take my paper, make it come. Be my data. It's Mr.
Okay, to the left, not to the right. Now lean back. You know the vibes. Dope nation. What be your price? Yesterday price, no be today price. Hey, to the left, not to the right. Now lean back. You know the vibes. Dope nation. What be your price? Yesterday price, no be today price. Hey, you there for one side. Yaro don't try. Mommy gun shot. I be you know the vibes. You there for one side. Yaro don't try. Mommy gun shot. I be you know the vibes.
Come on. Energy.
So we the carry first, here for Ghana. If you will, Moshe Jama, make you no carry bed. Cabana, put credit. Cabana, enter your head. In a fama, you make it ziggy. Music is a make it hala boys. Baba, okay, to the left, to the right. Now lean back, you know the vibes. Stop nation. What be your price? Yesterday price, no be today price. To the left, not to the right. Now lean back, you know the vibes. Stop nation. What be your price? Yesterday price, no be today price. For one side, Yaro don't try. Mommy gun shot. I be you know the vibes. For one side, Yaro don't try. Mommy gun shot. I be you know the vibes.
Be your daddy,
Decision time. Oh Hold on. Let me say it again. Ana me yale. You heard me, eh? Well, you keep your rashes on if the vibe is there. Keep it off if the energy is not connecting. Decision time. Me yale. I've concluded. Me yale. Sabe? You are not going anywhere. Small dance. You see the way your eye come? Hey, we feel it. We feel it. All right, Christopher, you also want to feel some?
Most definitely, man.
You like what you are seeing?
I like what I'm seeing, man.
Allah.
Good speak.
Okay. Joshua.
Sorry, bad boy.
See the way your two hands are protecting your rash, your switch. If Kafri tries by mistake to touch your rash. Alejandro.
Giovanni.
The side eye game, we see it. You're on TV.
Baby girl, I'm here for you.
Hey! Okay. Ima.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What is happening?
She's good. Yeah.
Hey. From the Lord is good to she is good. Yo. Okay. How about Kafui?
She's an LG, so definitely. I can't comment. Let's still go on.
You are still speechless.
Speechless.
Allah. Godwin, talk to me.
Joe, so far so good.
So far so good,
Yeah,
eh?
so I'm
you want to
looking
see
up
more?
to- yeah.
All right.